Good evening, class. My name is Juwan Young, and my speech is going to be over the advantages and benefits of going into the military. That's kind of what I know. All right, this is just for the Texas residents. Arkansas, use Texas address if you do this, and it will apply to you as well. So the first thing I'm going to say about going into military, the reason you should go before you even join is because it's easier than working fast food, most jobs. It pays better and you get benefits. I don't see why people work fast food and all these other retail stores and say, oh, I can't go to military, I can't do what someone says, when they literally do what people say and they don't get any benefits, housing or anything. They can barely pay their bills. So yeah, I think that the military is great for that, and it's also you go in, you do your job, you go home. I'll talk more about that later. Alright, so my next point is, what do you actually do in the military? Depending on your job, your MOS, your military occupational specialty. I can only speak from the Marine Corps. We actually do work and we train for combat. Every other branch, they don't really do anything. The Army, I consider it to be very ghetto. Everyone that goes there stays exactly the same as hood or proper as they was before they went into the military. The Navy, they'll travel. You'll get to see tons of countries. The Marine Corps is the Department of the Navy, so I was on the ship a lot when I deployed. Went to like 16 countries while I was in the military and a few more after. Awesome experience. The Navy works hard and they're good at what they do. The Air Force, I wouldn't even consider that a branch of the military in all honesty, because they don't do anything that's combat related. I'm a military contractor now, and I've worked with all the branches, and the Air Force definitely has the best quality of life, the chillest atmosphere, and they all get the same benefits. All branches get the same benefits. So yeah, I tell a lot of people go to the Air Force. You got to be smart, and well, you don't have to be smart, but you got to be decently intelligent, and then you cannot have a juvenile record. They will disqualify you. All right. The reason I say that the military while you're in is a good deal, because the military, you work hours. Like, you get up at 07, 06 PT in the Marine Corps, at least. Air Force, you wouldn't do that, most likely. You PT, so you run 30 to 45 minutes, hit a mile to 5 miles, whatever. You go shower, do your shower, shave, and then you go to work. Usually go to work unless you're practicing for a workup or getting ready to go to the field. You're working from 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m. till 1600, or sometimes you're working later depending on your MOS. Don't ever go infantry. I don't see why people do that. And don't be a cook. They also work really hard. Be a pogue personnel other than grunt, house motor transport. It's a good life, easy day. And if you're irresponsible with your money, you can't starve in the military because it's paid for already. Like, your child's free. You get 3 meals a day, free. It's not technically free. It comes out your check before you get it or whatever, but it's there. So you spend all your money on booze or strippers or whatever you want to spend it on. You're going to eat 3 times a day into your next paycheck. If you're responsible, I wouldn't do that. Plenty of people do. You can't starve in the military. Your lights can't get cut off. Your water can't get cut off. It's like, really, really simple. And then you get free medical. The medical, acts on people is what it is. It's not the best in the Marine Corps, at least, but the Air Force, Navy, and I think the Army have decent medical. And then, you go to medical, get those medical records tracked up, so when you get out, you're able to apply for some disability, which is a whole different story. I'll talk to you next. All right, the benefits of being a veteran out of Texas. If you enlist in the military from Texas, you not automatically, you got to do 2 years active duty and get out honorably, and you can use your Hazelwood Act. And I don't even think you have to get an honorable discharge. You can use your Hazelwood Act. That act, Texas pays for your school. So you want to go to school for whatever you want to go to school for, as long as it's in the state of Texas, free, up to like a little bit after your bachelor's. Easy day, right? And then you get your GI Bill, your Montgomery GI Bill. That pays you also to go to school, and that's from the military. That's $2,200 a month in your pocket, direct deposit once a month, every month, as long as you're a full-time student in school. I say go full-time because that's the best way to do it, because if you don't go full-time, then it will be less. But full-time student in school is paid for, it's free, and then you get $2,200 a month. Easy day, right? And then you go to the disability benefits. So you get disability because, let's say, you actually put in that work. You've trained yourself physically. You hurt yourself a few times, because it's bound to happen, right? You don't just sit on your butt all day. It's not the hardest work, but it is work. Unless you go to the Air Force, then it's not really work. Then, boom, you got that well documented. The VA is going to give you probably 40% off the back. That's $770 something around that range. And then, if you work your way up to that good old 100%, that's almost $4,000 a month for the rest of your life. For 4 years of your life in the military. It's not a bad deal. Don't scam them. Actually go to medical if something's wrong, and do it the right way. And then you're always be part of a brotherhood or sister. We all say the same thing. It's a brotherhood, but we're talking about girls are included. And meeting other vets are just awesome. Working with vets is usually the best thing ever. And yeah, you got that camaraderie. Even when you're out, when I meet another Marine, I'm like, hey, you're my boy, instantly. But that is my pros into going into military. Cons, I really can't think of anything. The military is pretty good. People that didn't like the military, they got sent to a bad unit, or they probably sucked, and that's their fault. But it's not perfect. It's not for everybody. But I'll tell you, if you're decently smart, go to the Air Force. If you're paying for school right now, I don't see why you're doing that unless you're like over 25. I wouldn't say go to the military if you're over 25. But if you're paying for school right now, go to the military, do 4 years. And while you're in it, have military school assistance, pay for school. When you get out, school's free, and you get paid $2K a month. I quite literally go to school for fun. I'm not even going to use this degree. I already make more money than people with a master's. So this is just for that $2,000. Anyways, that's my pros about the military. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox me sometimes. I don't mind. Or email me. I think it's public on the Moodle, or you look me up. Anyways, go to the military. If you are healthy and don't have a criminal record, that's too bad. They give you waivers. I got one. So, yeah.